This video we're going to cover number 2 and number 3 for chapter 1 on the final exam review. In number 2, we're going to be using this linear graph to answer some questions. So in part A, we need to find the slope of this line. And remember, there's a couple different ways you can find slope. You can either count the rise over the run, so pick 2 points that you see on the graph and count rise over run, or you can use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. Now I know my graph is not very easy to see. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. I'll probably just use rise over run because these numbers are not too bad. So notice I'm going to start here. This is at the point 0, 30. And another easy point I see is right here on the line. And that point is at 135. Right? This counts by fives. So to get from this point, the rise is positive 5. And the run is 1 to the right, so positive 1. So my slope is 5. So now they want me to interpret the slope. So the slope tells us how my y value is changing with respect to x. So my y value is money, and my x value is weeks. So the total amount of money, since my slope is positive, my total amount of money is increasing. So the total amount of money increases by, my slope is 5. So it increases by $5 for each week of time that passes. So for every 1 week that goes by, my money went up $5. I need to find the y-intercept. We know that the y-intercept is the y value where my line crosses the y-axis, and I already have a point there. It's right here at the point 0, 30. My y-intercept is the y value there. So my y-intercept is 30. Now they want me to write the equation of the line. So remember that an equation of a line can be written in the form y equals mx plus b. This is a great form to use when you know the slope and the y-intercept. So m, the slope is 5, and the y-intercept is 30. So there's my equation of the line. We're going to go ahead and move on to number 3. Number 3 is about linear regression. So we're going to use the linear regression feature on a graphing calculator to find an equation of the line of best fit for the data, then find and interpret the correlation coefficient. So I'll remind you how to put in this data on your calculator. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so remember, we're going to go to the Stat button, and we're going to edit our list. So hit Enter to edit our list. List 1 is where we'll put our x values, and list 2 is where we'll put their corresponding y values. So they give these values to me in a table. So I'm going to go ahead and put these points in. So I'll go 6, enter, 10, enter, and so on. Those are all my x values. I'm going to go over and type in my y values. And now I'm ready to use my linear regression feature. So once I have everything typed in, I'm going to hit Stat again, go over to Calc, and then down to choice 4, linear regression. And we're going to hit Enter twice. So this tells me that my line of best fit is y equals, A is 11.82. They don't tell me what place value to round to, so I tend to round to the hundredths place. X plus B, which is negative 0.61. Now the R value, my correlation coefficient, is 0.99. And remember, when that number is really close to positive or negative 1, it means we have a strong line of best fit. Okay, we have a strong correlation. And since it's positive, we have a positive strong correlation. So when it says interpret R, we're going to say a strong positive correlation. Okay. And then finally it says if x equals 8, find the value of y. We're going to use our line of best fit equation, substitute 8 in for x to solve for y. So we're going to do 11.82 times 8 minus 0.61. When I do that, I get 93.95. I'm going to do the exact same thing in part B, but what I had to do first is because they just give me the points, I went and I listed those x and y coordinates of those points. Okay, so I'm going to enter these points into my list. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, go back to Stat and Edit. Remember to clear out what you have. Go ahead and highlight that list at the top. Hit Clear, Enter. All right, I'm going to type in all my x values. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. And then 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. I'm going to go to Stat, go over to Calc, and then down to Linear Regression again. My line of best fit is y equals negative 1x or negative x plus 6. My R value is negative 0.85. Now that's kind of close to 1, but it's not super close to negative 1, like 0.99 was close to positive 1. So I would call this a weak correlation, and it's negative, right? Our line of best fit has a negative slope. So my R value is a weak negative correlation. If x equals 3, find the value of y. I'm going to use my line of best fit and plug 3 in for x. Okay, so I get 3.